There we go. Alright. Oh, I just rolled over my toe. Oh, that hurts so much. Ah. Oh, okay. I forgot to set this up, my bad. So I do this. Why is this like... Okay. That's better. Ugh. Man, that hurts so bad. I'm gonna hope that this is correct. Alright. What is up, Charlie? I should reiterate this right now. I do not know this full method. So I'm missing L, ZBLL, which is like the main crux of my solving, as well as soon and anti-soon. I don't plan on learning soon and anti-soon, at least not yet. And I also am not good at ZBLS. So my plan is to get to last layer as fast as possible, and then use like a beginner method to do a cross on top, and then from there do ZB. It's going to be a bit slow, but I'm purely doing this just to make sure that I can actually like do my algs in sols rather than just on a trainer. So like for there, I'll just do hedge or F inverse. I also have not done any sols or warm up today, so use VHLS or CFOP. No. Same OLL. That was a really similar last layer. I don't think ZB will make you better, though. It won't make me better, at least not yet. My plan isn't to be better with the ZB method, to use it as my main method. My plan is to be better at ZBLL, to the point where I'm comfortable using it in solves, as well as in one-handed solves, because that's the main purpose for me learning it, is one-handed, funnily enough. So like, that's a ZBLS that I knew, just because I don't like getting out cases. I think crossbow soon inspection and better look ahead. Yes, but also I know that last layer is one of the bigger crux of my solves. And also I just have fun learning the algorithms, so I'll get faster with my way. You can get faster with your way, that's fine. You're learning for OH, that makes sense. It's not like specifically for OH, but like I have OH in priority. So like if I'm going to choose a ZBL algorithm and there's like a really fast one that has like Y moves and D moves, I'm probably not going to choose that over a longer, more simple one that has like RUF. I think for L, I'll just do COLL into EPLL. So I'm not just doing two look OLL. I still can't plan cross inspection. I use cross look ahead. That is... Wait, what did you say you averaged again? Did you average like 40? Yeah, not knowing L is definitely the biggest crux of my ZB solving as of now. Because if I get an L case, then I just have to do 2 logs anyway. Again, bro. Average 18.8 for 200 and 40 for 100. Okay. 18 seconds and you're not even planning your full cross. That's like nearly inexcusable. So far, I've yet to have a big mistake. Am I good for not planning cross and inspection? What? Wait, are you asking me, like, for not planning cross inspection, are you good? I'm trying to think of a comparison, but, like, everything I can think of is just, like, next to, like, beyond absolute stupidity. Because not planning 4 pieces in inspection is not a good habit to do. Like, you should be planning your 4 pieces in inspection. It's not difficult. And if it is difficult, then use a lot of time and make it not difficult. I think it would have given me a PLO skip if I did the normal Olo. I planned 3 cross edges. Unacceptable. How are you going to plan 3 and then just give up on the 4th? You have 15 entire seconds to plan out 4 pieces. Come on, dude. How are you going to educate me about doing cross plus 2 in inspection is more worth my time if you're not doing cross? Oh, speaking of not doing cross. What? What does that plus 2? Yeah, I'm maining 2x2. SMH. Are you about to tell me that you can't plan an entire, like, face on 2x2? Plan the first side. Okay. If you're able to plan the first side, you should at least plan one of the orientations of your corner. So you have a vague idea of what case that you're going to get next. That's one of the few L cases that I actually knew. MGC beta setup. I think what I went with was Angstrom on the tracks and Weight 4 on the tracks as well. And for the actual pieces, I used Mystic and D&M. I also have my cube on relatively like weird settings, so I know like some people aren't a big fan of my settings. But it works for me, and I like it. Gotta go by. What do you gotta go by? Alright, took a second, but we got it. You execute the U case from that angle, so that's how I was holding it from there. Okay, I just saw the easy last layer, I just took it. I think if any ZB solver got to that point, they would just do normal last layer. Because it's not a hard algorithm to know. Okay. I'm having trouble with pi cases specifically, like the two mirror versions. Because, how do I describe this? Hold on. So like there's this one, and then do I not have another 3x3? I have one right here. There's also this one here. So like the only difference between these two cases is, I think the way that I recognize it is I recognize it with this block along with like this corner pattern, where like specifically it's these two stickers right here, whether or not they're opposite or not, but it should recognize it just from the corner pattern because I say so. This one is anti-soon into the Nicholas, and then this one is Nicholas into the anti-soon. Beta compared to RS3 and V5. The beta is a decent bit lighter and is a bit less blocky and like a bit more flexy. What is this scramble? I messed up cross, you kidding me? Whoa. That just felt like a normal solve in a way. Okay. Probably my best solve of the stream so far, unless we count that one where I just did all up elo. Ah. Nope. There we go. I confused it with the mirror. Ah. I don't like the frequency that I'm getting soons at. I don't know if soon is just one of the more common ones or if I'm just getting unlucky. That was one of the easier ZBs. Welcome everyone who's joining the stream, by the way. Oops. Ugh. That was easy to recognize. I don't know why it took so long. There's just a couple massive blocks everywhere. Dude, I think I have a mental problem. Like, my brain doesn't let me solve easy scrambles. Today at comp, I totally messed up because I had 2 free pairs. You can definitely get in your head easy on scrambles like that. I think it's just because I've been queuing so long that, like... Oh, wait, hold on. Okay. I had to pause there because I remembered that I was drilling this algorithm recently, so I knew it would take a bit, but it's definitely easy to get in your head on those type of scrambles. I think it's just because I've been to so many competitions over the years that like getting an easy scramble in competition kind of like doesn't phase me. Like I'm not flustered by it much anymore. So I don't have any like dedicated advice towards like when you receive an easy scramble. All I can say is you just gotta cube long enough to receive easy scrambles, and then eventually one will work out. Sometimes you don't even need easy scrambles, but they're always nice to have. Anti-Soon ZBLL? Or actually, I think that was just a Soon ZBLL. I'm glad that I'm already sub 10 with ZB. Well, with my whatever method you would call my method. Not doing that all kind of hurt. I just did all there. There's an alternative out for OH that like cancels 5 moves into that, but it has like 2 rotations that are awkward. The awkward to execute in the context of two-handed and one-handed is not anywhere near as bad, just because rotating the cube is faster. Like I can yeah, this. So if I were to execute this out one-handed, it would be like this, which is a lot better. Ah, crap. Oh. Well, that's cool. No idea why I did that pair like that, but sure. That was actually really solid. My Etuel and that's all flowed nice, and I didn't take too long on the ZB. What do you average in PLO time attack? I genuinely don't think I've ever done a PLO time attack and actually cared. I think I did a PLO time attack for the sake of it and then just forgot the time. Ooh, I got a sub 9 over to 5. It's probably one of the main reasons why I don't like have good TPS in last layer. I think our goal should be a sub 9 over to 12 by the end of the day. Well, kind of got bailed out with a commutator, but... .3. .0. Might already get it. Nice. 887. My PBR to 12 was 874, apparently, with ZB. Ah. That's another one I knew. Ah, I did a useless turn and I didn't fix it in time. That took a second. I was doing a lot of ZB solves like on the car ride back from St. George. Because what else are you gonna do on a 4-hour car drive? That wasn't it. Okay. What ZB was that? Okay. Did I literally just execute it from the wrong angle? I did the F move and just decided to do Olo. Wait. There we go. That was just a normal solve. A song was delayed. A song that was delayed got leaked, and I accidentally listened to it, and I'm not very sad, but it's okay because it's a banger either way. What? I'm so confused. Okay, that ZBL algorithm is literally just all canceled into ARPR. Which I know isn't the most, like, move efficient ZB, but it works, so. Please reset. I already have my X cross planned. Me too. I've been doing math for the past hour and a half, and I totally messed that up. I'm even more confused now. That one's not easy to recognize. Did you start using the E layer for pseudoslots.keyhole? I can't tell which one. I use the D layer. I've done an E slice finger trick maybe like once ever in a solve. Ugh. No? Oh. Okay. Oh, what am I doing? It was the wrong corner permutation I was looking at. Nice. It was probably my fastest ever solve with PyZB. Or, it was my fastest ever solve with that PyZB. I'll do that. Nice turn, bro. I'm gonna swap over to this cube for a little bit. Oh, the standard one. Cube Perm, what's up? Good, how about you? I'm doing alright. I'm actually not sub 10 anymore, let's fix that. I think the majority of that, though, is me not getting to last later fast enough. Nice turning. I have been practicing clock a lot. I don't know why. I don't know why either. Out of all the events that you choose clock. I'm averaging high 6-ish and low 6-ish. How are you averaging two things at once? Just say you're averaging 6. That's the third time I've gotten the ZB today. Hi, bro. What up? Arnev. I suck at names. I'm sorry. What's your average of 5 PB? It's actually not too good. It's 696, I think. For someone of my skill level, you would expect at least like a mid 6, if not low 6. And what's single PB? 4.5, I think. It is also really old. My 3x3 PB definitely needs some work. But like the way that I'm tackling 3x3 now kind of doesn't like allow me to get PBs in that way. ZVLO? Yeah. I'm trying to do as much ZVLO as possible. I don't know full L yet. And I don't know the Soons, but I didn't plan on learning the Soons anyway, so. I don't know why I did a whole appeal on that soul, but yeah. How many times does you cubing? I don't know what that question means. Wow, impressive. I'm getting there. How many times since you started cubing? Oh, I've been cubing for almost 10 years. I'm almost finished with full PLO. Let's look at G perms. I learned the GA and GB. Learned the GC and the GD. So back to my main. Ah. What on earth happened there? Alright, that's all was just bad beyond belief. I've been queuing around a year. My PB average is 11.01. How your improvement at this time? How your improvement at this time? I'm gonna need you to use a sense of grammar to which I am able to comprehend the question. Okay. Sorry if I interrupt your session, but can you do a solve on clock? I've seen that you have just learned 7 simul, right? No, I learned 7 simul like close to a year and a half ago now. And if you want to see any of my clock solves, you can just find them on my channel. I have a playlist of all my personal records. That's a good spot to find some good ones. Hello, King D Cuber. Bruh. There we go. I got that confused with the case where all 4 corners are twisted. Can you do blind or OH? I have a playlist on my channel of both of my personal records for one-handed and blind. LS cube velocity. How much improvement had you made by this time from beginner to after 1 year? What's your average of 5? I think after a year of queuing, my average of 5 was like 40 something seconds. But I wasn't too focused on improving like my times in 3x3. If we were to go from like the point where I started like truly speed queuing, then I went from maybe 40 seconds to around like maybe low 20s, like 25ish, in about a year of like actually trying to improve my speed. I'm just messing around while I found this method. What is said method? Ah. For how long have you been queuing? I've been queuing for almost 10 years now. It's known as F2L first. What do you mean F2L first? Are you not doing F2L first? Took me a second. That was a really good solve. I'm very proud of that one. Nice and fluid, oriented edges nicely, and the ZB was pretty nice as well. Why are just all of my corners in the bottom? Oh. That's a good bit. Is that a mini Megaminx? Right here? It's a 1x1 Megaminx. So please don't make this your main method, just messing around. F2L first? I don't understand. That's the method that you should be using anyway. Oh, let's not do that. Oh, just give me soon anyway. What's the point? What your favorite clock? I've only ever tried the Qi. And any other clock that I've tried is worse. Why do I do that every single time? I'm forgetting that I'm doing ZB. Why do I bother if I keep getting sued? Nice. Your desk is very organized. You don't see this corner. Ugh. Nice. Ah. Nope. My favorite clock is probably the Emerald. I don't know how I feel about the transparent plastic. It's just not a vibe that I like. We got another sub 9 over to 12. I don't have it, but I want it. How can you say it's your favorite then? if it's your favorite looking, then yes. But if the performance or like the recognition doesn't work, then okay. I thought it was a 2 GLL, and I spent too long making sure that it was not. Whoops. Favorite performance is probably the Ellie or Lilac. I thought the Lilac was Ellie. Blue is just mid IMO, but it's my only clock, so like the blue and the lilac are essentially the same. Oops. If I guarantee you, if I actually did a sexy move there, I would have not have gone into L case, and I would have actually done the ZB. This scramble looks nuts. It was nuts. Ah. Did you do mini Guilford challenge? I think my PB is like 340 something. Which isn't bad, but I haven't optimized it yet just because like it takes so long just to do every single attempt that after I do like 3 or 4, I'm just done for the day. Ugh. Sorry for my grammar. I mean, English grammar is hard, so... Are you team on? I don't think so. Last time I checked, I wasn't sponsored by GAN. Bro, you know so many ZBLLs? Not enough. I'm just kidding. It took me a while to learn this many. And it's going to take even longer to get good with them. Sure. Can I able sub 10 under 2 months depending on my improvement? I mean, absolutely, it's definitely possible, but it takes an immense amount of dedication, so don't be like kicking yourself if you don't achieve it or whatnot. It's easy to hyperfixate on how fast you improve, but everyone improves at their own different speed. Can you use Rue in the next solve? If it's a nice Rue scramble, how about that? I don't agree. Maybe I'm just not seeing anything obvious, but I see a nice X cross, so I'm doing that. Okay, this is a nice roux scramble. That actually wasn't half bad for roux. Any specific tips on improving faster? No, because I don't agree with improving fast rather than improving effectively. Dude, 2x2, this is a ZB stream. I don't think ZB is a 2x2 method. I don't know why I double rotated, there was no need. Oh, you're talented, thanks. It's not talent, it's practice. Ugh, what the heck? Yeah, Dewey G. I know Fully G. I have a tutorial on my channel. I'm not doing 2x2 though. Can you play with me? I CS timer cube battle 1v1 match. I've heard people like say that you can do like CS timer battles. I don't exactly know how that works. Or if you guys literally are just hopping on a call doing CS timer scrambles and saying who's the better time, but I'm doing ZB this stream. I teach you? I'm not bothered right now. I'm perfectly fine using Let's Cube. Do you know APB or Meta? I know APB. I average like maybe 40 seconds on it just because like EO pair is the hardest thing ever. Okay, I ended up the scramble with. That is not a salt cross. Oh yes, that part. It makes no sense to me. What's your PB single? 4.5. I don't understand how people are able to do that G perm fast. Every single time I try it, it just fails. Yeah. How do you even have time to practice? I have so much schoolwork. That's you do the schoolwork, and then you practice. Also, if you have schoolwork, does that mean that you're in school right now and you're watching my live stream? Can V11 is really better than V10 as my main? That, I don't know what that means. Is squat plus 1 a requirement for sub 9? No, but it's extremely helpful, so I would still recommend practicing and drilling it. Bro, it's not that easy. It is that easy. I'm literally a high school graduate. I've been in the same situation you have. Do the schoolwork, and then do cubing. It's not hard. It's night here, bro? Oh, okay. You live in a different time zone. Almost do that. Intentionally give myself a ZB rather than doing OLO. It's like 10:28 here p.m. You should probably get to bed soon then. Have you tried the Shangshou clock? If so, thoughts. I've tried the Shangshou V1. It's trash. Shangshou V2 I have not tried yet. I might get to try it at my competition this weekend though. Any advice for someone who averages sub 20 with full OLO and PLO? If you average sub 20 with full OLO and PLO, I would recommend doing half of your practice just doing last layer, so you can get really faster at not only recognizing the cases but also executing the cases. And from there, it's just improvements with your F2L all the way up until your sub 10. That's really it. So just like really get your last layer down, and then just F2L all the way to sub 10. Hello, how are you? I'm doing alright. I've only messed up, I think, 1 or 2 ZBLOs so far, which is pretty good. I am not good. When do you go to bed? Like 10:30, 11-ish ideally. If I have a night shift, I maybe get to bed at like 12:30, but that's like the latest. Nice. Kenyon, tips on getting better at big cubes, because my disparity is crazy. At global like high 1 on 2x2, not applicable to big cubes. 9.5 on 3x3, okay. And like 57 on 4x4 and 220 on 5x5 tips. The only advice I can really give you is watch example solves to make sure you're not getting like bad habits, and then practice a lot. Like a lot. I normally fall asleep at 2:30 because I have insomnia. That is unfortunate. Hopefully you are able to figure out how to solve that issue, but yeah, 2:30 is rough. I'm scared to make the Anders mod in GE Clock. The newer magnet scheme actually makes it worse. So like the Anders mod on the original cheese works fine, but like with their new magnet scheme inside of the clocks, like the clock dials will repel from the pins, which makes the dials really unstable, and it makes it worse by a lot. So I wouldn't recommend doing it now. It looks cool. It does look cool, but if you want a clock that looks cool, I would just get custom insertions. It's not hard to make. Nice. F-perm? When did I get an F-perm? Ugh. I did the Enders one on my green clock because I liked it. I got the Shangsha V2 though, which should be coming in soon. I haven't really tried on the green clock since I figured out that it didn't really work on my it didn't work on my original LE clock, and I knew that the magnet like repulsions are the exact same, so I just didn't bother. Any tips on avoiding burnout in 3x3? It seems like so boring just doing solves to get 0.5 faster. Do different events. Like, branch out your profile. Like, don't just stick to 3x3, that's lame. Was that the same ZB 2 times in a row? Or am I tripping? I play match with you and I send every single solve every time, okay? Start? No, we're not doing this. That alg is super weird, but it's fun. Do you know how to get into blind? Start. That's how you get into blind. That's how you get into any hobby, really. You start. Nice. I didn't read the rest of that, though. It seems so interesting, but daunting to get into. I think my memo is probably above average because I use 7 simul 8-letter memo and I global like 4.6. That is, no, that's entirely audio memo. You need to do something completely different for blind memorization, but if you're able to do clock 7 simul, I don't doubt that you're able to do blind though. You just have to believe it yourself. Hey, what's your average? Right now it's 9.9, but I'm using a method that I haven't used ever. So my actual average is I would consider to be low 8 to high 7. At least when I'm actually trying. I cannot believe I remember that alg. I spent like probably a solid 15 minutes just on this algorithm, like drilling it and actually like recognizing it. Holy crap. Practice pays off, I guess. Can you give me better tips on how to pass the sub 15-second barrier? It's literally so hard. Hey, if you can do that, then I can too. Fair enough. I mean, if you just copy and paste how to be sub 15 in a YouTube search bar, you'll get plenty of good resources. Do you struggle with comp nerves? If so, how do you deal with them? Sorry for all the questions, lol. No, that's what I'm here for. If I mention like in the stream title that something is chill, that means like I'm not really caring about the time of the solves. I'm just like here to talk with you guys. But do you struggle with comp nerves? And if so, how do you handle it? I definitely got comp nerves at first. I think the majority of it is just going to make competitions so that you get used to the environment. And another thing is like you're going to have to accept mediocrity in competition, which is really hard for some people to do sometimes because like if they get a decent average but it's not like a goal average that they set for themselves, they beat themselves up about it. But if you like get a mediocre average and you just get like a completely normal average in competition, like that's normal, that's expected. Like you should be expected to get times like that. So it's more so like not beating yourself down over failing. And if you're able to not beat yourself up over failing, then you're able to bring yourself up when you succeed as well. Which cube, Beta? Do you know I'm a 10th grader? I did not know that, and I also don't want to know that. I don't know how to undo it. Shoot. What is that? Oh, okay. I just did it from the wrong side. I was supposed to do it from the back and the front. Okay. You all have to go now. Good night. Alright, good night. Do you think ZB is required when you're around survey? Absolutely not. I'm doing this for my own sake and I'm doing it for funsies. I would not recommend learning ZB now. So is it only for people who are like sub 7? I'd argue it's for only people who are sub 6 to sub 5. Like, ZB is really, really, really hard to be faster with. It takes you like a whole year just to be comfortable with the method, let alone have optimizations with it. It's a massive time investment, but if people are able to commit to it, then... Stop. What's your PB? I've been asked that question like 4 times already. Where do you live? I live on Earth. No, it's just like, if you do like a second of research, like clicking my freaking about page, you'll figure out where I live pretty easily. Not like my home address, obviously, but... Where did it go? Oh. I'll just flip this one. Oh, why did I give myself this case? Okay. I messed that up pretty bad. If you could be consistently fast or have bursts of averages where you're insane, which would you prefer? For the sake of competition, for the sake of like championships and like getting podiums, I would obviously choose consistency. But I much more prioritize like my own personal records rather than championship accomplishments. Obviously, championships are still awesome, and I do care about them a decent bit. But I definitely care more about like my personal records rather than any sort of championships when I compare myself to others. So I'd probably go with averages and short bursts because I know how to cope with bad bursts. Bro is from Earth, solar system, Milky Way. Oh my gosh, I doxed myself. Average 9 and 10 on my PBR to 7.72, which is crazy for me. That's decent bit faster, yeah. Hi, I'm new to cubing. Welcome. So here you can see me have an 11 average of 12 as well as a 9 average of 100. Oh, it's because I have accounting 20 and 14. Makes sense. I just knew the one with glass later. I'm learning 4x4 right now. Alright. That's pretty epic. I would recommend focusing on learning the 4x4 though and not chatting with me then, if you want to learn the 4x4. What is this? Oh, it's a 2 kilo. Got it. Quick 2x2 quest. Assume that meant to say question. Is LEG really worth it? As I've asked several people and got mixed opinions about it, I go a 1.8. If you want to be a 1.5 global, then learning extra outets isn't a bad idea. But frankly, I don't care enough about 2x2 to care about what the difference between LEG is and just like regular EG when it comes to like a global average. Which corner did I twist? I'm just gonna assume it's that one. Nope, okay. Twist that one. Got it again, nice. Come on, get a sub 7. I mean, if I actually cared, I could probably get a sub 7 on some of these, but like I said, it's a chill stream. I don't care too much. Nah. Best time for start learning and using the ZB method. You're never gonna get there. Obviously that was a joke, but best time to use ZB method is a lot faster than I am right now. And it took me 10 years to get to this deal level. This is not a 2 GLO. At least I don't think it was. This... No. Wait. Okay, it wasn't a 2 DLO. It was the mirror, sort of. What is your PB? I should start, like, having annotations about what my PBs are so that people can stop asking me this, because this is, like, the 8th time I've been asked this to stream. Or maybe I should just start ignoring those questions. I'll probably start doing that. I saw the blog and just didn't close. I'm planning on getting into FTO. Do I spend money on the die-in? It really just depends on how committed you are to actually learning FTO. Because if you want an FTO just for the sake of being able to solve it, then any FTO besides the Shangshao is pretty okay. But if you want to get fast at FTO, then like you want to either do the Dian or the Diancheng version 2, which are both decent options. But if you're not like too worried about budget, I would just get a cheap Dian and then just do some setup, and you have basically the best FTO out there. How many pair did you inspect in inspection? Well, I'm doing like a couple hundred solves, but right now I'm planning 0 just because I want to practice ZB, so I want to get to ZB as fast as possible. But I usually, if I'm just like doing normal 3x3 practice, I usually like to plan cross plus 1, if not 2. My PB is 497 that had easy XX cross with free per and all skip into UA per. I'll take your word for it. Got it. Thank you. I forgot my first pair. That wasn't too bad. Is a Halo timer really worth it, or am I better off getting a Gen 5? I definitely think a Gen 5 is also pretty expensive for what it is. So if you can get like one of those cheaper timers, like a Moyu or a Shangshao, like as long as the timer functions and has like no defects, then if it's cheaper, then I would just get that, because it doesn't really matter what timer you use. I use the GAN Halo timer because like the investment is by far worth it to me, just because of like the number of drilling I do on this and the fact that I don't have to reach over and type every single time. Whoa. Now this is a scramble. Come on. What's the difference B/W, ZBLS, and EO? Can you explain to me what B/W means? Between. Just type out between. That's so confusing. ZBLS and EO. The difference between ZBLS is it is an alloc set where you do your last pair while orienting edges, versus EO doesn't necessarily mean that like you have to do it while doing last slot. EO is just orienting edges or edge orientation. ZBLS has EO built into it. Is ZC still viable in like OH? Yeah. ZZ is definitely a viable method for OH. It's very much less popular than CFOP or Rue, especially one-handed now with Rue like starting to take over like championship podiums as well as the world records. None of the world records are with Rue now, but for a short stint they were both with Rue. But it's definitely a viable option. I wouldn't choose it over CFOP or Rue unless you like have physicality issues or you enjoy the method, which is like obviously give the method a shot, give it a chance. But if you're not a big fan of it, then I would just stick with either CFOP or Rue, depending on which one you like more. But again, it's entirely circumstantial. Hello, dude. Alright. I think that's where I'm going to end up with ZB practice, and roughly around where I'm going to end up with the stream. I'm going to do a quick OH average of 12, though, because I want to. Or I'll just do solved until like 11, I don't know, 11:30 for me maybe. Okay. That was a good start, I'd say. Do you recommend relearning ALGs ever? Of course. Of course you can relearn ALGs. Obviously you should try to avoid to as often as you can, but like there's no harm in relearning algorithms that you think are bad or outdated, or if you just straight up forget them like I usually do a lot. Solve 2x2 now. Tips on on-rounding? Get started. Wow. Holy crap. That's a counting 9. First hour of the day and I get a counting 9. Hopefully I placed that right, did I? Yeah, it's good enough. Also W average. Nice. Alright. I already do, but how do you balance doing diff events and priorities each event over each other? So the biggest tip I can give for all rounding in general is don't try to be good at every single event all at once. You're gonna have phases where you're good at other events and then suck at others. But if you're good at the event and you get the good personal record that you want, then that's all you gotta do for all rounding. What up, Gamer GG? Yeah. Oh, HCB? I mean, yeah, why not? If I get the nice easy ZB, then I'll do it. I think I said I was going to do an hour to 12. So 376 plus 278, 88. So 2 more solves. Yeah. Nice solves, man. Thanks. Alright, last one. Let's try to make this a good hour to 12. I have a counting 14, but I can still make it do. Ah! 1250, not too bad. I was considering doing, like with that pseudo solve, doing ZVLS, but the alg would have been very weird, and the solve already wasn't going great, so I just figured I'd stick to what I know. Bro is DSM? What the heck is DSM? Why are you not turning off? Excuse me? Why is it actually not turning off? There we go, jeez. Daruva Saimaruva? No, he's insane. No human on the planet can get 8 TPS on Lehe consistently besides that dude. That dude is like an alien compared to all of us. He's so fast to turn. I haven't seen much from him recently, though. I don't know if he's just, like, stopped going to comps because he's in, like, uni or whatever. My average of 5 on one-handed is, like, 9. What's your WCA profile? Why did you turn off the computer and not let me on your... Yeah, I was going to end the stream after number 12, but GamerGG, you said that you averaged 9 on one-handed. What's your World Cube Association profile? What's your favorite event? Right now it's one-handed, but overall it's FTO. I know FTO isn't an actual event, but shut up. I like practicing it, and it's fun. And it's one of my favorites to improve in, especially. Do you have a Discord server? I used to, like, 4 years ago, before, like, my channel was cubing based. I had a different channel, but that got deleted a while ago, but I don't actively use it, and I should probably just delete that server. Yeah, I should just delete it. But I'm mostly active in the Rockies Discord server, or the Rocky Mountain Discord server, which, if you're not from the Rocky Mountains, then joining is kind of pointless, since it's pretty much, like, talks with, like, organization competitions as well as, like, Rockies regional, like, rankings. But, yeah. I'm just sitting here waiting for GamerGG to respond with their WCA profile, and then if they don't, I just assume that they're lying. I'm from India? Yeah, fair enough. We actually recently had the Indian national record holder for Pyraminx. They moved to Arizona for university, I believe. And they're going to go to Rocky Mountain Champs, and I'm excited to meet them. But yeah. The Indian cubing scene is pretty, like, Darshan? I don't know who Darshan is. Is he the, is this like a 3x3 record holder, or is this someone else? That's his name, 1.66. Oh! Okay, maybe it's a former national record holder, because it said in his Discord bio that he had national record Pyraminx average, but I think it was beaten then by Darshan. It was the one beforehand, and they're pretty good at FTO as well. Alright. I'm gonna stop rambling because I want to go get some food and, like, go on a walk and stuff, so I'm gonna end the stream there. But yeah. Thank you guys for watching and just chatting along with me. But oh yes, Ayush. Yeah, that's his name. That's the guy who's in from Arizona. All right, bye.